Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Today we're gonna talk about GoPro cameras and I'm gonna tell you if I think it's worth upgrading from the GoPro Hero 8 to the GoPro Hero 9 for FPV drones. Also, if you don't own a GoPro yet, if you should buy the GoPro Hero 8 or the GoPro Hero 9 for Cinematic FPV. Let's go! So I have been using GoPro Hero 8 for around a year now and I really like this camera, and the reason why I like it so much is because it's so good when you combine this footage with the stabilization from RealSteady. And I use this camera almost every day, both for paid client work but also when I'm just making content for social media. The last 6 months I've been smashing 3 or 4 of these GoPro Hero 8s, so I mean that's a part of FPV. You break a lot of gear, and unfortunately these GoPro cameras isn't built to survive anything. But anyways, I'm curious if the GoPro Hero 9 will perform as good as the GoPro Hero 8. So if you're here to find out if the GoPro Hero 9 is better for freestyle flying, you can out, cause I'm not gonna cover that in this video. I'm just kidding, just stick around, it's gonna be a good time. So in a minute we are going to go outside and fly these cameras, but I wanna go through some of the pros and cons I've been thinking about when it comes to these two different cameras. The first thing we're gonna talk about is pricing. The GoPro Hero 9 runs at about $100 more than the GoPro Hero 8, and when you think about that, you can get a GoPro Hero 8 and RealSteady for the same price as you would pay for just the GoPro Hero 9. And if you haven't tested out RealSteady Go yet, it's the best stabilization tool ever made for GoPro. I use RealSteady Go for pretty much all my client work and it just works so great when it comes to stabilizing GoPro footage. And I've seen some people making videos about these cameras that says that the GoPro Hero 9 does a better job when it comes to stabilizing GoPro footage than RealSteady does, which I kinda don't believe because I've seen some stabilized footage from this and in my opinion it can't compare to RealSteady. And when it comes to resolution, GoPro Hero 9 can shoot at 5K, I believe in 30 frames per second, which is mind-blowing. But I shoot in a 4:3 format and that limits me to shoot in 2.7K at 60 FPS. And it's the same thing in the GoPro Hero 9 when it comes to shooting the 4:3 format. It's 2.7K at 60 FPS. And the third thing I want to mention is the weight. The GoPro Hero 9 is way heavier, but I don't mind flying full-size GoPros and get a minute less flight time because you usually won't need it anyways for most shots. So my plan is to do some different tests. The first one is gonna be RealSteady on both cameras. The second test is gonna be RealSteady on the GoPro Hero 8 versus the best boost stabilization in the GoPro Hero 9. And at the end I might test with the best built-in stabilization for the GoPro Hero 8 versus the best built-in stabilization for the GoPro Hero 9. So let's get outside and start some test flying. Schoolyard, a lot of trees. Yeah, I think it's decent for this testing. So let's start with the RealSteady on the both cameras, then move to RealSteady on the GoPro 8 and boost on the GoPro 8, and then finish it off with the inbuilt Hypersmooth 2.0 versus the best stabilization in the GoPro Hero 9 to see the difference in the built-in stabilization. Let's go. And by the way guys, next Friday I'm releasing a review of a brand new product that no one has ever done a review of it before, so do you wanna see it? I'm sorry, I can't, but yeah, subscribe to my channel because next Friday I'm gonna review the best product I've ever done a product review of so far on my channel. So before playing the rest of this video, I wanted to tell you that I tried to make a little bit more roll jittering and some more up and down wobbles than I usually do because I want to see how good the stabilization is. So this is RealSteady on the GoPro Hero 8 and I just love the way it looks. It feels so seamless and flowy, and in my opinion nobody can compare with RealSteady when it comes to stabilization these days. And I don't know, it's just everything looks really smooth, and this is why I have been using RealSteady for this long, because I really like how everything looks. And keep in mind I'm flying a 5-inch, so I'm not flying as slow as I maybe would with a Cinewhoop, but I mean it will still apply to the same settings and same stuff on the Cinewhoops, so yeah, I just really like the vibe when it comes to the overall flying on the GoPro Hero 8 with real steady. So yeah, this is really, really good. So this is real steady on GoPro Hero 9, and I gotta say guys, I'm super impressed because I didn't expect real steady to be that nice on the GoPro Hero 9, but it looks really, really good. I've seen people that has complained about real steady when it comes to the GoPro Hero 9, and I think it looks really good, and I gotta say that this was much better than I was expected for sure. So maybe some guys have done something wrong with the real steady stuff. I mean, you can't do anything wrong, so I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the way they're mounting the cameras, but I'm really impressed. And I also, after flying this camera for a couple of days, I think the picture quality in general is just a little bit better on the GoPro Hero 9 than it is on the GoPro Hero 8. So this is Hyper Smooth 2, I guess it's called, on the GoPro Hero 8. I don't expect too much of a great result, but I just wanted to test it out, and it does a kind of good like stabilization, but it's just like I don't get the same feeling as I get when I'm using real steady. I don't know why, but I feel like it's those little jittering back and forth in the stabilization. It doesn't make thing as flowy as I would prefer. So in overall, I'm not as happy with Hyper Smooth on Hero 8 as I am with Real Steady, but on the other side, Real Steady is $100, so this is like the built-in stabilization in the GoPro, and it does a decent job for being a free option. I would probably never fly this personally in any situation, but yeah, it's for some people it might be enough, but I like the real steady look way better than the built-in stabilization for the GoPro Hero 8. And this is the built-in boost stabilization in the GoPro Hero 9. I gotta say it's way better than the built-in stabilization on the GoPro Hero 8, but it still cannot compare with real steady. I just really like how real steady makes everything flowy, and I think it's the same thing here on the boost. Like, it does a pretty good job on stabilizing the footage, but I don't get that same flowy vibe with real steady. So I was super impressed that real steady was that good on the GoPro Hero 9, but I think if you're just gonna fly a pack to make some content for your social media, this would probably be enough. So I fast forward a little bit because it was a kind of boring section of the clip, but yeah, I think for social media posts it would look decent. Keep in mind also I flew a little bit more like shaky to see how good it would take away all this micro wobbling and throttle bumping, but yeah, in general I think this looks decent, but I will still choose real steady for the GoPro Hero 9 in any situation. So that was it for the test flying of the GoPro Hero 8 versus the Hero 9. I'm sorry that it looks a little messy right now, but I'm at my workshop working on a new build. So after testing out these two cameras for the last couple of days, I think I came up with a pretty good conclusion. First scenario, if money is not a problem when it comes to buying a new GoPro Hero, I would buy the GoPro Hero 9 and also buy real steady, because then you will have the option to get both the really good real steady stabilization, but also getting the boost stabilization from the GoPro Hero 9, and I think that's just a really good option. Scenario 2, if you have a little bit tighter budget, I will go for the Hero 8, and then I would just fly this as it was, and then I would save up money to buy the real steady application. So the question is, do I want to keep the Hero 9 or do I just want to keep flying with the Hero 8s? And I gotta be honest, I was not expecting the Hero 9 to be working that well with real steady, so I'm gonna keep this for more safe flying, like slow cinematic cinewhoop flying. And then I would mount the Hero 8 on the cameras that are moving a little bit faster with bigger drones. But overall, they are pretty similar. Like, as I mentioned, I feel like there is a little bit better image quality of the Hero 9, but I really like both of them. So if the money is not a concern, I would buy the Hero 9 and also buy Real Steady. Otherwise, I would just get a Hero 8 and later on buy Real Steady. And for those people who already has a GoPro Hero 8 and considering buying a Hero 9, I would not do it. I would prioritize getting Real Steady if you don't already have it, and then I would prioritize getting better at flying, better at editing, because you can get some pretty sexy results out of the GoPro Hero 8 with Real Steady. So that was it for today's video. I hope you learned something. I did, because I didn't expect the Real Steady working that well on the GoPro Hero 9, so I'm super stoked on getting to experiment more with this camera. So until next time, have a good one, and I'll see you guys.